All right, we're here with John Olson. How you doing, John?
Hey, great, Chris. How are you?
Good, good. So, tell the folks a little bit about who you are, what you do at AvidXchange.
Sure. I'm a principal solutions consultant at AvidXchange, and that means that I'm engaged working with the sales team every day, talking to prospects, people who are researching a solution and wanting to get educated on what AP automation is.
So, at REVx, your session is about building a business case.
Correct.
And tell us a little bit about, how to do that.
Sure, absolutely. So a lot of people who are attending the session are collecting the information they need to take it back to the decision makers in their company, because this is a project that they've looked at, they see some value in it, and they basically just need to collect a little bit more information about what exactly it is, how much it's going to cost, and how it's going to affect their current process.
And we had a conversation before this about ROI, and that being kind of a significant part about building a business case. Give us the details about that.
Yeah, so a lot of people come in thinking this is going to cost an arm and a leg, or it's just not budgeted for. They're not going to be able to put it in this year because they haven't applied for a budget. But what it actually comes down to is we educate on what AP automation means to your bottom line cost structure. So within what we do with the software and services that are incorporated into the accounts payable process, we see three distinct components that the client can take back. And one is the soft cost savings. That is all the labor that gets offloaded from their accounts payable team to the Avid team. There's a hard cost component, which is really tangible that they can get their hands around. That's for every payment they send to Avid. There's not going to be cost for postage, stamps, envelopes, and what have you. All the supplies cost around paper checks. And then finally, for every payment that Avid makes electronically for their vendor, they get a rebate coming back through the system. So when you add the three components together, the soft cost savings, the hard cost savings, and the rebate, there's a significant ROI. That's a great value proposition for our clients.
That's great. So, inside information about John Olson. Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous at all, which is really crazy, but hey, you're here facilitating the situation, so how could I?
How many of these conferences have you been to?
More than I can count on all hands and toes.
Have you ever missed one?
I have not.
You've been to every single one of them?
Every single one.
But when did you join AvidXchange?
I actually joined AvidXchange circa 2003, so I'm an old-time user.
Well, but as an employee?
As a client.
Yes.
Yes. Joined as an employee in 2017.
All right, so you came on in 2017, but you've been with Avid since 2003. Which
yes.
you saw that, I'm not going to go there. But so you came on in 2003.
As a client, yes.
So there's so many things that we can talk about, but what led you to the notion of, well, here you are for how many years as a customer to come over here and work at it? What was that about?
The opportunity arose after my company was purchased, and I did some consulting for a few years, and then Avid placed the call and thought, hey, it's kind of unique to have an actual former client come here and help our sales team get the value proposition across to our prospects. have a background as a CPA, as a systems engineer, so I kind of had the accounting side, the technical side. Now here is a fintech company looking for something like this. It seemed to be a perfect marriage, and it's just been a really amazing joyride ever since coming over.
What do you remember about the early days of AvidXchange?
Oh my God, it was a incredible experience. I'm just thinking back to my career, whatever led me to this path, because it's 2003, not a lot of people were doing this. There were no cloud-based solutions out there. And for some reason, we just felt like the need to basically improve our internal operations around accounts payable. It was a relatively smallish company, and we were growing, and we didn't want to add more staff. So we were looking for ways to offload some of that labor and essentially keep our headcount down.
And so do you use this experience as a customer now, an employee of AvidXchange?
Absolutely. And the software is often positioned to growth companies, but it's really for any company. If it's status quo, it's just a way to redeploy your people to more effective duties, higher value added duties. Even with attrition, it means that you might not have to replace the headcounts you're losing because now you've automated the procedure. So it works across the reference of all clients, growth, status quo, even shrinking. But what it really does is it gives you the variability, the ability to be variable in your operations. So no matter if you're growing, if you're contracting, or whatever phase you're in, it's all transactional based. you don't necessarily have to have so many headcounts to process. And then if you do have some shrinkage, you've actually got overstaffed situations. So it really helps clients basically manage the load of work that they have without having to manage extra employees.
That's fantastic. Sounds like you're sold on the idea.
I'm pretty sold, and that's exactly what I do every day of the week in terms of bringing more on, because I really do believe in the solution because it works so effectively for us.
There you go. That's John Olson. Thanks,
Thank
John.
you, sir. Appreciate it.